Hello and welcome to another episode of Historical Churches here on SAR Histories, where on the channel today we will be visiting St Mary's Church, Tutbury, Staffordshire. In 1089, Henry de Ferrers, Lord of Tutbury Castle, built a church below his hilltop fortress. This new Norman church was built near the site of a Saxon building of which little is known. Henry IV is believed to have spent part of his childhood at Tutbury Castle and would have probably worshipped at St Mary's. "60 years later, Robert de Ferrers founded a Benedictine priory, which was dissolved by Henry VIII in 1538 and its estates given to Sir William Cavendish. At the Reformation, the prior became Vicar of Tutbury, and the western part of the priory church was retained as the parish church. So what we see today is about 1/3 the size of the original priory. What remains today is a mix of time periods and styles. The west front of the church dates from around 1160 to 1170 and is by far the most impressive feature and is one of the finest examples of Norman architecture in England. Most of the nave was rebuilt in the 13th century and the south tower is a 16th century addition. This tower houses 8 bells, 4 of which date from 1699. The chancel and sanctuary were replaced in 1866 by George Edmund Street and funded by Sir Oswald Mosley, the grandfather of the fascist politician of the same name. Inside is absolutely stunning and offers a prestigious place to worship. The high altar, reredos, pulpit, choir stall and fonts are all by E.G. Street. There is many objects that capture your eye, from ornate carvings, beautiful stained glass windows, memorials to those fallen in the 2 world wars, the old hands taken from the clock tower, and a full list of priors and vicars. It is easy to spend a lot of time examining the detail of carvings and pictures on display, and serves as a reminder of the historical importance of the church. But most intriguing of all for me was the alabaster coffin which was discovered east of the church in 1972. All that is known about this coffin is that it is medieval in age and was the grave of a woman aged in her late 30s to 40. As I wandered around, I began to think of all those that would have worshipped here in the past. Kings and queens, the ordinary people, even my own ancestors. The graveyard has its own treasures and can boast many old graves. I know that my own ancestors were buried here, though sadly their headstones have long gone. Most of the old graves that have survived time are in a good enough condition to read, though some are weather-worn or hidden by overgrowth. The War Memorial is impressive, though it looks like it needs a little TLC as the weather has taken its toll over the years. As you explore, you will see lots of empty space where headstones once were, and some have been moved around to the edge. The ground is a mixed bag when it comes to walking around it. The newer graves has a tidy path and is easy to navigate, but the older sections are uneven and can be overgrown during the summer. If you have ancestors buried here, you should definitely visit for a look, sooner rather than later, as I expect that the older section will be left to overgrow, making it difficult to find the graves you're looking for. The graveyard and church are on a hilltop overlooking towards Derbyshire, a beautiful spot for those laid to rest here. Earlier this year, most of the older side of the graveyard was overgrown, hiding most of the headstones seen in this video. With the help of the local scout group, the overgrowth was cut back, making the grounds much tidier. So SAR Histories would like to thank Tutbury and Hatton Scout Group and all involved for their hard work to reveal what was being lost. I highly recommend visiting St Mary's in Tutbury, as it has much to offer. Every Saturday morning they are open for a coffee morning, and the volunteers there will help you with any questions that you might have. If you have enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time for more historical churches. Until then, goodbye.